Hello, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. Casey, make Eric do the recap.
I would love to. Eric, what happened last time?
Well, Ari and Pog went to the Silver Flame Temple to enlist the help of the Knights of Thrain from the Embers, specifically Lady Taurus, since they have a working relationship with her. That went well, but prior to that conversation, Pog had an epiphany, got to talk to a priest of the Silver Flame and saw faces in the flame and heard the flame speak to him. And then Shade also went to the docks to scope things out and saw the bilge rat halfling named Casey.
Teolet.
Not named Casey.
Well, hanging about as well. And Esri was at the mansion. Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
All right, then.
As clarification, did someone get us a room at an inn there? Because that was one of the tasks.
I remember that conversation.
No, it was we were going to.
Oh, yeah, y'all had that was on the to-do list. But we did pitch to Lady Taurus that we were going to have a room, so that is important.
Indeed.
Oh, and Lady Taurus agreed to help.
Due to Pog's excellent negotiation tactics.
Sure.
So, you have come out from the church. We are presumably beginning to head back toward the mansion, unless we're stopping.
I mean, Ari wanted to go talk to the Swords of Karn. I don't know if that's something that we want to do right now or what, but...
Well, if they're helping with this job, it is somewhat now or never.
Pog, do you want to go to Sword and Sheath and see if we can make contact with the swords? See if we can get them to set up a roadblock like we talked about?
What?
You good, buddy?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah.
What's up?
Wherever we're going, we can go. Where?
Oh, okay. Okay. Ari starts heading to that district.
Pog keeps pace.
Grindstone.
I wanted to say Greywall, and I was like, nope, that's not it.
Yeah, Grindstone's just over the river. So you head over into Grindstone and make your way over to the Sword and Shield. And going inside, you are hailed by Carl.
Hey, Carl.
Hi, Carl.
Hey, Pog, who's your friend?
Oh, God.
Hang on, he's got to do this. Carl, you should sit down for a second.
This might hurt a little. Come away, immortal child.
Do you have to do it if it's going to hurt? I mean, is that...
I
keep
do
going.
do it.
Because Paul could just introduce you.
It'll be better when it's done.
Come away, immortal child, to the water and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand.
Feel
for the world's more
uncomfortable
full of
about
weeping,
this.
then you can understand.
It'll be okay.
Also, ow, why?
That was why I said you should
so that
sit
now
down.
You know who I am is why. Hi, Carl.
Okay, why do I remember...
It's
Faye
a thing.
stuff.
It's a whole thing.
You gotta ask, at a certain point, was the couple of encounters that you and I have had worth the headache that I have right now?
That's for you to decide, I guess.
But I didn't get a chance
about
to
50%
decide.
right now from people.
Carl,
I-
that question is meaner than you think it is.
Yeah, okay. What can I do for you?
We're wanting to get in touch with... I mean, Philip, would it be weird to say get in touch with Drago, like the head of the swords? Is that like who we would be going to talk to?
Oh, no, you don't talk to Drago.
Yeah.
Also, you're not on a
I
first
didn't-
name
I didn't
base.
think so.
You're not on a first name basis with Drago.
I know. That was a player talking to his DM.
He is absolutely General Thule to you.
He's not anything to me. He doesn't know who I am. Whether or not we've met.
You're not anything to him.
Don't I get to decide whether or not he's anything to me? Like, isn't that my call?
No, because we're literally here to talk to his people. But we're here because we need something from him.
We're here to talk to anyone we can from the swords. We need a favor.
Oh, all right. And he gestures to a table in the corner, and you see that there's a few guys there. The guy in the corner. He's Klaus. Klaus will be able to speak on their behalf for a minor thing like that.
All right, Klaus. Thanks, Carl. Sorry about the headache.
Yeah.
Philip, can I ask a potentially annoying question?
Sure.
Does this curse lifting poem enable people who had forgotten Ari over time from the previous curse? Does it restore all of that memory as well?
You haven't tried it. As we've learned,
Ari also
it does
has
not
had that
force.
question,
It does not force memories of Ari that had faded into the back of someone's mind back into the clarity, as we learned with Carvo.
Right. Okay, then Pog, you good? You ready to go over there and talk to Klaus?
Okay.
Okay. I mean, would Pog, if these guys hang around a lot, would they know Pog? Like,
They would probably recognize Pog.
Pog is going to take, how many are at the table? Klaus and how
There are
many?
3.
Going to take a tray because Carl will just let me back behind the bar with one of each of their drinks.
Okay.
And walk over with Ari and a tray of drinks.
Okay.
Gentlemen, I come with a round on us of some free drinks here.
Ah,
why are you being so weird?
thank you very much, Pog. And they bring the drinks in. How are you? Yes.
I'm good. I'm pretty good. I'm good. It's a whole thing, but I'm good. This is Ari, my friend.
Hi, gentlemen.
Ari, good to meet you.
Nice
Can
to meet
we talk to you guys for a couple minutes, real quick?
Of course. What can we do?
By
for you?
we, but he's gonna talk. He does better talkings than I do. But
Well, I like talking to you, Pog. Anyway, we have a bit of an ask. We've been hired to do some freelance work relating to the Emerald Claw, and we were wondering if the Swords of Karn might want to provide some assistance in that endeavor.
You are looking to hire?
Potentially, yeah, depending on rates and whatnot, but yeah.
What is the nature of the help you need?
So we're going to be doing some business down at the docks. Emerald Claw have a shipment coming in. And we want anybody from the docks to be prevented from getting back to Emerald Claw HQ. So just their hideout or
Would
whatever.
you need to prevent them from getting back if your business is at the docks?
To prevent them from getting reinforcements is the idea. Just for a certain window of time. Obviously, we want them running back with their tail between their legs, but
Would
while
you
we're
want
there,
us to prevent them from getting to the docks then?
I mean, if you want to set a roadblock that just Emerald Claw neither way,
There's no such
great.
thing as a one-way roadblock. If you block a road, it blocks travel up and down the road.
Well,
That's
I mean,
that's
you could
true, Ari. That is how the
theoretically.
roads work. You can go either way on them.
That's true. But yeah, that would be the nature of the job, is just posting some people up and preventing folks from coming through that seem to be sketchy, I guess, or Emerald Claw, or however you all want to handle it.
I suppose there will be some difficulty in this, as the Emerald Claw do, of course, frequent their headquarters. And if we attempt to blockade any entry into their headquarters, that is more difficult, but it can be done.
Before we get too far, because obviously the talk was of hiring at the initial outset. So just based on that, just very kind of general scope of the job, what would be your all's fee, I guess?
For a relatively narrow window of time, we would expect to just be a disruption, assuming you're not asking us to put our lives in danger. 75 gold.
That
We
is
also deal in favors.
fair enough. What's the favor to gold ratio, I suppose?
We do this for you, and then at some point, General Sul needs your assistance. He will come and, well, he will not come himself. He will send one of us, and we will inform you of what you need to do.
What do you think about that, Pog?
I have no idea. It does I'm sure you have good favors. But I don't know. That's more than I think we can agree to, just us two.
Yeah,
Unless it's a favor for just us two. If you only want the two of us to do you a favor.
Well, I mean,
But
Who assists you in completing the favor is entirely up to you.
I mean, you know that Shade's not going to sit one out if we're involved. Esri might.
I don't want to sign them up for things.
That's no, all. I'm agreeing with you in that regard. I'm agreeing with you. Well, 75 gold is a bit out of scope for us in terms of monetary liquidity. So that's a bit of a non-starter. Klaus, how about we're gonna go talk to our people before we sign them up to be owing a favor to you all, and we can send word back, yay or nay, once we talk to them. Does that seem fair?
And when will this be happening?
Philip, when is this happening?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Very well. You may send word back to Carl. If we are not here, we will hear from him and get in touch.
Excellent. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Good to
You
see
as
you,
well.
Klaus.
Good to see you as well, Pog.
Just to be clear, you are knocking. Is that
Yeah.
that's what you were
Yeah.
doing there? Okay, I just want to make sure I was reading that right.
Ari heading back. Is
Yeah.
that your plan? Back to the group?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
As we leave, Ari goes, that conversation, I don't know if that seems more complicated.
I really thought you were more ready to talk.
I did too.
That
I
was
did
the least good talking you've ever had. Am
I
I
know.
the talker now?
If you want to give it a go, you can feel free, buddy.
So it's a pretty low bar right now, so maybe.
Yep.
And he just gives you a friendly little bump on the shoulder with that.
Thanks, buddy.
You die.
Ari takes two damage.
Hand is out.
All right. All right. There was something Esri was preparing regarding this.
Yeah, two things. Esri wants to do a little brewing, so he has. Let me see here. He has 4 vials of calming draft that was created from the plant that Shade gathered for the giant druid to use. So he has those. Peace blade. Thank you. I did not write that down. So he wants to take some kind of like yeast, some sort of yeast like creature, and mix that into the drafts in order to create a lot of and like cork it in a glass bottle in order to create a lot of pressure, such that they could be thrown into like a calming draft cloud when broken, if possible.
Okay. Yeah, make a check with your alchemist tools.
Okay.
And intelligence, I suppose, would be the...
So it's intelligence with double proficiency, I believe. So not perfect, but so that's going to be 15.
15.
Oh wait,
Okay.
no, I'm sorry. Well, the roll was a 6. I added 12 actually.
12. Yeah, you get into it a little bit, and the dispersal just isn't what you want. Like you're having a hard time getting the pressure sufficient to disperse over an area, and to such that it vaporizes. Like right now, it works, but things just get wet. And since it's not a contact toxin, you need it to vaporize.
Okay. Does that cost me vials? I take it.
I would say one of your doses is used in the experimentation.
The other thing is I need a short length of rope.
You can definitely get that. What length of rope are you looking for?
I don't. Let's see. Short, very short, like
Okay.
like a 10-foot.
Oh, very easily. Yes. That stuff is definitely around the mansion.
Okay, great. So I will be packing that with me.
Okay. So Ari and Pog return to the mansion.
Hey, everyone.
Did you pick up your armor on the way here?
No, I think it's not going to be ready until tomorrow. We're going to pick it up before the job.
On the way to the docks. Okay.
Yeah. Well, circuitously, but yeah.
To the not docks.
So, yes. So Lady Taurus is on board. Taurus or Talus? Am I getting that?
Taurus, you're correct.
Taurus, okay. They're willing to help. And we went to Sword and Shield to talk to the swords, and conversation didn't go well, not in the sense that they were mad or anything, just I kind of lost the plot on what we needed from them, and they want a favor in return for helping us, or 75 gold pieces. I don't got 75 gold pieces. So Pog and
I have
I
75 gold pieces.
that's a lot. And Pog and I just didn't want to sign you all up for a favor without talking to you first. And I'm not so sure that them setting up a roadblock would actually help, now that I thought about it. So I think maybe we just send word that we're good and go without them. I would think, but that's just my thoughts. How did it go for you all?
I need some better yeast. But I don't have time. Did we get a room?
I did not get a room when I was at the docks.
Okay. I'm sure that won't be hard. It's not like all the rooms are going to be booked up at the docks. How'd the scouting go?
Shade has not shared what she noticed. Then am I remembering that correctly?
I think not, because I think you guys split in
Okay.
different directions.
Yep.
Tealet was there, so the
Good.
bilge rats are definitely watching that.
Good. Okay.
Ship.
Oh.
Well,
They're
they weren't an issue last time, but they're probably mad now.
and
Sorry, what were you saying,
the
Fig?
ship had a lot of. There was not the same type of people on the last ship that we were near. There were like
No vampire spawn?
not that I saw, but I did not open boxes, which
That's
maybe
fair.
we should have.
No, you were correct.
Oh.
It's good you didn't.
Okay. And
How are they different? Besides
Oh.
not
Yeah.
being vampires?
they were
Sorry.
ogres, and there was a manicore up in the crow's nest, and Goliaths and goblins.
Oh.
I mean, the goblins aren't, but Manticore?
Oh.
Huh.
Yikes.
So I'm kind of glad we're not the ones attacking the ship.
What do you
Right.
mean?
We are the ones attacking the ship.
That's pretty
I
much
a
thought
us.
we were
distraction.
just
We don't-
distracting while Lucan attacked the ship.
No, Lucan's attacking their headquarters in Grindstone,
Yeah.
and we're doing
I-
a
The only
ones
distraction
at the
at the ship.
Right.
Well, and the
No,
Knights of the
I
Silver
flip
Flame
flopped
will be there.
those in my head.
I wonder if we could get
Well-
Lucan to flip flop them. They probably don't have a manticore at the headquarters.
Now
It seems like a
We know
lot of
there's
us
a
have gotten
Manicore,
things
yeah.
flip flopped. It's almost like we've had like a few weeks of time in between when we got the job and this moment, and
it
some
has
wires
seemed
got
much
crossed.
longer than just a couple of hours.
I've had a busy couple hours, you guys.
Oh yeah,
I don't.
Weren't y'all together?
Nope.
he,
I went to church. He
I
went to
hung
the
out
church.
outside the doors and waited.
I talked
So what
to a
happened,
candle.
Pog?
Oh,
I
what?
talked to a
Candle?
Well, the candle talked to me, and then I talked to the candle.
Is this kind of like Ezri talking
Could-
to a bust and the bust talks to him?
Except
Could
this
you-
one was real. I
Could you
don't.
be
I don't
more
know. I'll,
specific?
nope.
Like what?
But I will tell you when I have more specific.
Okay, did the candle
Things.
have a mouth, or was it just a disembodied voice that was like from the candle?
Did the candle tell you to do things? Things you don't want to do?
No.
What are you referencing?
Nothing. What?
You just asked if a candle had a mouth. You're no better right now. No.
You said a candle
the
talked
candle
to you.
said the candle was my ghosts. Kind of. I think it was my ghosts.
Your ghost?
It knows my
candle.
ghosts.
Oh.
There's a lot going on that I don't understand, but I just wanted to let you guys know where I am right now. I'll keep
Which-
you posted.
Which church was this?
The Church of the Silver Flame.
Yep. So, what else do we need to? We need to get a room at an inn on the docks that we can scope out. and we need to pick up my armor. Have you let Solarka know that we're up to something?
Not yet. I was kind of distracted, but I'll go with you when you get your armor.
Cool. What else? Anything?
I think I would like to review a plan or establish a plan, depending on where we are. We have definitely seen the docks, but I don't think we actually have a plan for when we get there.
I have
Yeah.
I have an immense ability to be very annoying.
Yeah.
With
I know.
magic.
Oh,
Yup.
So I don't know what the rest of you are going to be good for, but I can create a lot of trouble from afar.
Really good.
I am very good at shooting arrows.
I get a lot of attention.
But usually that attention ends up in people hitting you. And we don't want that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so one aspect of this plan that we need to talk about is at this point, we have kids that we need to be looking out for here at the school. So if we're running around just willy-nilly at the docks,
Should they go
and
with
get the
us?
emerald, nope, opposite of what I'm thinking. If we're running around the docks just as we are, then the Emerald Claw is going to see us, and then it probably will take them an hour to figure out where we live because, hey, casting stones right at myself, but we as a collective have not been the best at concealing where we live. Also, we live in a floating house, so that's also,
We've also tried
obvious.
to tell people where we live, right?
Yeah.
I
That's
thought that was
Yeah.
part of
Is
the
this
job
the job
description.
we
Right.
don't say who we are?
I'm saying that we should do something to conceal who we are while we're on the job. To protect the kids.
Okay.
I can be a fox, but I cannot shoot arrows very well as a fox.
I changed my armor to be the same shirt that Ari's wearing.
You guys are killing it.
Like,
What
You guys
if-
can call
I am
me
very sneaky, though.
Todd.
Todd?
Yes, then they won't know.
that is the
That I'm
stupidest name
not
I've
Todd.
ever heard.
What
Right
if
up there with Orlando.
What if we stole a page from the Rebel Warren Gang's book and we wore masks that covered our faces? Because, there's lots of half-orcs in the city.
We
There's
could
lots of-
wear the Rebel Warren Gang's masks.
I
Did
do
you get
not
them?
think
That's-
that they would share
Because
those
I
with
have them
us.
all.
Oh, yeah.
Not all of them. You're short a couple.
I have 3 of them.
Do you have some?
And there's 4 of us.
3 of y'all and Todd.
Hog, your face is the concern. That's the primary concern.
Got it.
That I'm
Per
speaking.
usual.
You know what, Esri? And Pog walks out of the room and goes up to his room.
Oh.
Going to get
What?
the masks. Going to get the masks, but just turns and walks without announcing that
But that's
plan.
not a
was
short
the one
walk.
that sent
Like,
him over?
He's had a long day, okay?
Solarka's
He had-
mad at him.
He had a short conversation
Less.
with a fire.
Then knows his ghosts.
Okay, I feel like your glass house is throwing stones, Mr. Statue Talker.
I read to that thing for hours.
And that... Okay, play back what you just said to yourself. You read to that statue for hours.
He likes it. He tells me things afterwards.
All of this supports Ari's point.
Thank
What
you.
did
Sharon.
Ari have a point? What's your point?
You making fun of Pog for talking to a candle is kind of ridiculous given who you keep company with in your room.
No, they're not even remotely the same.
Sure. Pog,
Coming. Comes back in with the 3 masks, which, to be honest, I don't remember what they are. I just have that I have 3
They're
masks.
child-sized. You've got
100%. That's no. I don't remember the creatures, but I do remember they are this big.
There's
I
a
have them
lion,
written
They're like here.
Bajok had a lion.
one was a
Levexi sold
dragon.
you. Levexi sold you just the skull of something.
Yep.
Dragon, a lion, and
Alligator, right?
a crocodile. But yeah.
And
Crocodile.
then Kadric had a dragon.
Yep. So this is just a crocodile
remember the
skull
dude.
pod.
Okay.
Mine.
Stunned. She's not
Also,
wrong.
these
It's a
won't
shame.
fit. I bet we could just get other masks.
It fits
to fit
perfectly on shape.
Ari, you have
Listen.
literally changed your entire body before. It's a thing.
Well,
you
yeah,
can
I
do.
could. I know I could do that, but you all can't. So I figured, we would have something that, I have to focus on doing that. Like I can't.
This job is tomorrow, right? We're still a full day or a full night away. Pog is gonna very softly touch his chest and go invisible.
Can you? Now
I'm
what
not
can you do?
recognizable.
Very cool trick.
What can you do while you're?
This is my mask.
Can you?
Maybe the
can you
ma-
hit things
It's me.
like that?
Todd.
Paul, can you hear me?
Paul-
Are you?
Pog,
are you
punch my
deaf
arm.
while
Punch-
you're?
punch my arm like you did earlier.
Yes, I can hit.
You become you appear.
That's
That's gonna
not
be an
gonna.
issue.
That's not gonna do it.
I thought you said we're not hitting people.
No, I said. That's what you're.
Okay, when we go get armor and Solarka, we'll get masks.
Where?
Right.
We need a plan for that. Like,
From the mask shop.
Yeah, the mask shop. You haven't been in the mask shop?
We have Donnabella's here. Can't we just ask her to make us some masks?
It will be the shiniest masks. No.
I mean, Shiny hides
distracting.
things behind it.
Donabella!
I am not wearing a rainbow on my face.
I will.
What?
Hey,
wait, are we?
could you make
upstairs
me a
on
mask?
Flintstone?
How long would it take if you made me a mask?
When do you need it?
Tomorrow.
As fast as possible.
Then I can totally do it.
In how long?
Before you need it.
Okay, I need 3 of them.
Okay.
Can you just make like super plain,
Why not? 4?
nondescript
Why not one
masks
for
that
each
no
of
one
us?
could describe?
No.
Shade doesn't need one.
If
Shade's wearing a
Shade-
crocodile face. She's got a skull on over her face.
That's
right
not nice. If Shade wants a mask, she can have one.
Thank
now.
you.
Yeah, no, I know she can. I gave her
Thank
one.
you.
I didn't say she couldn't. Why am I
Yeah,
the
Pog,
bad guy?
Pog, let Shade have a mask.
Seriously, dude.
Pog walks out and goes back up to his room.
I'll get Mo and Pip to help.
Oh God.
Now it's really gonna be rainbows.
And no bigger. They're still gonna be this big.
Yeah, they didn't take measurements. They didn't.
They're just gonna come in wearing masks.
They're gonna be dripping
get
with
the
glue.
gnomes to
We're gonna
make-
put them on, and they're gonna stick to the face.
What? No. Hold on, Colin. Why would you get the child to be on mask making duty in the first place? Don't criticize her for getting gnomes to help her.
She's the only one
Because
who's
she's made them. No, you know
masks
what? Pog's in his room. I got no time.
that we know of.
None of us have any time for it. I thought it was just a simple suggestion, and I don't know how we ended up here.
I mean, there is definitely a
Logical
shop
series
that
of
would sell you
events.
a mask, but now
Of course there is. Down at the market where we're going. Which Pog suggested.
after a little while, you can hear like downstairs the sound of Donabella and Mo and Pip piling things on one of the dining hall tables, while
Where are they
Nasaria
getting
tries
house
to bring
supplies?
order to the project. Like Nasaria is trying to get the project in some kind of order, and I think there's just no way that Kara has put off the vibes that she's open to being asked to do something like this.
Probably.
To be fair, Donabella did not suggest that she was going to ask Kara.
So you hear the sound
Yeah, she didn't ask
of-
Nasaria either. She just showed up to
No.
like fix it.
No, you're missing. You're missing some colors. Look. There's a burst of light.
And they're all
Is that
blind.
gonna stay? Is that gonna stay on there?
Well, no, you have to. I just wanted to show you. Here, I'll show you again. Look. And now you're blind.
Okay, yeah, no, I see it, but I meant, is that light gonna stay on the mask?
No, how would you make light stay on a mask?
Then why put it on? You are so
That would be a really cool
much.
power.
That's why I thought we should be able to do it, but if he can't do it, he's just entertaining us with an idea that's wasting our time. We have to be making these masks, okay?
Just
Yeah,
saying
guys,
you
the
missed
strike force
Violet.
needs them.
The strike force is counting on us. Stop playing games.
I'm gonna go ask River to make a wood one.
Hello, children. How can I help?
No. This is our job.
Very well.
Can you make masks?
No, don't you do it.
No, not for yours. You keep making your mask. This is going to be my mask. Can you make masks?
If he makes it, it's not yours.
I'm not talking to you anymore. You go talk to River. I'm talking to Forge.
If you give me something,
Mr.
I can
Forge,
reshape it.
Perfect. What do I have that I can give him?
Pip goes running into his room.
So this proceeds.
Yeah. For a whole nother episode.
There is little sleep.
Next time,
There is little sleep in the manor that night.
Sounded like the start of like a Christmas like fairy tale. There was very little sleep in the manor that night.
And
Hoofbeats on the roof. It gave everyone a fright.
by the morning, there are 4 masks
God.
that have been produced for you.
What do they look like so we can pick the ones we want?
Yeah, please tell me that they have names assigned to them.
They've been hung on your doorknobs.
Yes.
So Ari's mask is pretty straightforward. It covers the face, but it's just got a question mark painted on the forehead.
Yes! Yes!
That's a good mask.
This was traumatic for me.
Unadavari Smith is the Who.
The who?
Esri's has clearly been like rubbed in dirt. And then they've like glued lichen and moss and stuff onto it.
So they've made us masks that are
awesome.
name tags. they have made us calling card masks. Cool.
Pogs is
Esri's is far too big. Far too big.
Pogs is definitely an attempt at a dragon. At a red dragon's face, with little paper mache horns, on it, and
It's now Pog's favorite possession in the world.
and Shades was definitely grown with River's assistance and is made of leaves and wood.
Awesome. That is spectacular.
Why is my theming just
Spot on?
my theme is literally nothing. My theme is nothing. Like,
We do not have the time to unpack that right now. Everybody got what we need?
rude. You look like a
Esri
bitch.
leans over to Pog, just like his songs.
Pog slyly throws a knuckle over to Ezri.
No, I don't do that.
All right. Well, probably ought to let Thor know that we're heading out. Maybe is that a thing we need to do? I don't know.
Yeah.
Strike force.
Or we're heading out
Good job. Nailed it.
Be careful.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll just let
All
that
right.
one go.
The kids are standing at the front door. Put them on. 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 Put them on.
Thank
put
you,
'em on, put 'em
guys.
on.
So much for these. Thank you
Yes!
so much.
Ari slips his on.
I love
Yes.
it. I love it so much.
Strike Force.
Mr. Forgettable.
Awesome.
That's me.
I like that you included space for my ears.
Yeah.
I can't really
Thank you.
turn my head, but it definitely covers
My
the face.
favorite part of it is all of it. It's perfect. It's so good, you guys. You did so good.
Awesome.
What material are they made out
It is
of?
nice.
Like,
It's a mixture of cloth and scrap leather,
Ari shirts.
paper mache.
I was wondering if paper mache.
There's
My horns are paper
there's
mache.
bits of metal that they got forged to shape.
Okay. So they
What
they,
did
they
you
are
use
functional.
for glue?
Glue.
That
seems
is
like a
not
weird
your best
I'm
question.
taking this off.
What? Where did you? Okay.
We're a school. We have glue.
For
We
what?
just had it. I don't know how to make it.
If you were a teacher, you know. And Ari goes.
It's in the supply room.
He's not allowed in there. That's for
There's a
faculty and
supply room?
students
For
only.
faculty only.
We'll see you guys later. And Pa goes to throw knuckles to the
Okay.
kids while they walk by.
Thank you for the mask. Would have liked a cooler nickname.
To the market.
All right. Yes, over to the market, where you find Hular waiting. There is a suit of half plate, ready
Hey.
for Ari.
Mr.
Thank you,
Hular, is Solarka here?
She is in back.
Can I go and talk to her for a moment, please?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. And Pog held eye contact that time for the first time and does walk around to go see her.
She is. It's early, I assume. So she is working on getting the getting the forge heated up. She's working a pair of bellows.
Good morning. Hi. Hi.
Hello,
Hey.
Pog.
I don't have a lot of time. We have a job that we have to do today. It shouldn't be a big deal, but I wanted you to know that we have to do something for some people. But I think it's going to be a pretty easy event. I just didn't want to go do anything and not have told you that I might fight some people today.
You are leaving the city?
Nope, just down to the docks. That's all.
I see.
No, just
Who are
Like-
you fighting?
fighting people. I don't know their names. They're just on a ship, and
Why are
we're
you
not
fighting
supposed
them?
to. We have to. Well, we have to distract them, and I usually distract people by fighting them. It worked with Kolos, so I'm not super worried.
That is true.
But that's all. And I got this, and he pulls out the mask. The kids made this for me. They made one for all of us.
That is very good.
Isn't that sweet?
Yes. Why?
I don't really know,
Oh,
but I was told that it's what we're doing. I'm just doing it.
be careful. Tell me when you are done so that I know you are safe.
Will do. For sure. Will do.
Okay. And she reaches over and gives your hand a squeeze.
Returns the squeeze. Little grin and walks back to the group.
Good fit. Thank you, Hular.
Of course, it's good fit.
Well, I wasn't expecting it to not be a good fit. I was just paying you a compliment.
That's all they do is make good things. What's wrong?
That's right.
Yeah, I know. I worked here, Pog.
And then he realizes that he
I've got
agreed
the
with
tattoo.
Pog and
You
sort
didn't.
of glares.
You didn't work here, chicken boy. Are we ready?
Yeah, that's not a term for you.
Ari, your armor looks great.
Thank you, Shane. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yes, it's good armor.
Good job, Mr. Hular.
Thank you,
Yes,
Shade.
thank you.
Good to see you, Mr.
Shield as
Hular.
well?
And he turns to start
Pog.
walking. While you finish up, Pog's just walking.
Shield as well.
Yes, there's a shield.
Thank you. All right. Well, I appreciate it. And if I need anything else, I'll come to you.
Yes. Tell your friends.
Always.
That's my line.
I mean, all of them are here right now, but if they forget, I will
Yeah, we all
remind
know.
them.
All right. Off to the docks.
Off the docks to get a
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
Post up.
All right. So, at the docks.
At the bar.
Bam.
Whoa!
Oh, we're so
Whoa.
legit. What?
Yeah. This is a test. This is a test.
Oh, I did not study.
We're gonna see whether this works for us. But yeah, this is Tailspire, which is a 3-dimensional virtual tabletop, and we're gonna play with it. So
Hashtag not a sponsor.
why would that be a hashtag? That's not the category we're under. But willing, I'm just saying. So Shade surveyed this area, and so you observed that there were various shops over back in this area. A warehouse was over here that's been loading in this pier. The Hellhound is here and has been unloading its goods. The inn is built in this ruin over here. The proprietor has set up a bar and an inn over here in the ruins, where you can hang out and have a view of things. In terms of other notable features of the place, there is a dockmaster's, a harbor lord's station where agents of the harbor lord collect tariffs and that sort of thing. It's customs, basically. So
The Agents of the Harbor Lord sounds way cooler.
Yeah, it does.
yeah, well, the harbor lord's a punk, so
Yeah, Harbor Lord.
it's less cool than you think. And over here are our heroes. Bum, bum, bum,
Hey,
bum.
it's us.
Look at us.
Yeah, the part of
Cal is ready for a fight.
the part of Cal will be played by this wolf because there are no big cat options in Tailspire yet. But, it's early release, so presumably eventually that will be fixed. And that's the docks. So you all are presumably somewhere over in this inn. What's the plan, gang? You are expecting the Emerald Claw. I realize the Emerald Claw are right here, but they're not there yet. You are expecting the
Can
Emerald
I go
Claw
in the inn?
to come along. Sure, you can go in the inn. You can move yourselves, I think. Right? Yeah, there you go.
At the bar.
I'm close. I'm close.
Yeah, you definitely got to look at the place on the
So-
on the map, not where your guy.
Was Luke? Did we set a time with Lucan, or was Lucan going to send word, or what?
You were gonna tell
going
Lucan. You were gonna tell Lucan. You have
Okay.
a
a communicator.
You have
with
a
Lucan.
communicator.
Right.
You were gonna tell Lucan.
Yeah,
where to
we have
go.
a sending stone.
Yep.
But was the plan daytime or nighttime? Or was that just
The shipment is expected today, not tonight.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
And were we waiting for the shipment
So-
then?
the
Right,
shipment's
and then we
here,
would.
right?
I'm
Like
giving you
they're
an
unloading
opportunity
it?
to discuss what you're going to do when the shipment arrives, because that conversation has not
Okay.
yet happened.
Right.
I mean,
Do we know
Yeah,
when they
establishing the
unload
plan.
it, where they're taking the, like which side of the ship they're taking it off, and where they're heading with it, that we can
Presumably they'll
block
head
their way and cause a scene?
Presumably they'll head towards Grindstone, which is where their base is, which would be back off this direction.
So then, just at the edge there, right where your pointer is, we could cause a bit of a distraction at the edge of the dock, get a row going.
So
I mean,
I
Create a
have this.
disturbance.
Yeah. Let me ask something there, Phil. Is there maybe a path? I don't know if this is possible, but is there maybe a path along the side of the ship that is there less frequented that we could like set up a thing,
Along
or
the side
is it
of
all
the
pretty
ship?
much? Yeah,
No,
there's like
it's
these
going to
two.
be. It's going to be like
It's gonna be busy.
anywhere around the ship is going to be frequently moved up and down
Okay.
by civilians, dock workers, sailors from the ship, that sort of thing.
So here are the things I can do. I have this rope. I've never tried this before. Well, other than in theory, like, I mean, I've tried it, but not out here. But I can kind of make this rope into a trap, and it'll kind of make someone go up in the air and kind of
Okay.
hang there. So if we could like set that up in a place to get them to run over, we could get one up in the air. I can make a fog, thematically, I can make a spore cloud that's like hard to see through.
I can make a cloud of darkness as well that they can't see
Good.
through. so
Yeah, I can make people
obscure as
blind or
well.
deaf. I can do like an area of like swirling spores that can like push people around. Obviously we can hurt people. That's easy.
Yeah, I can do that.
Same.
I could do the plant thing again. Don't know if that's really probably not a good idea, but obviously it would slow them down. It would
I
slow
could
everyone down
light
for a long time.
An arrow on fire and then shoot it at the boats.
Why?
That seems distracting
I
would
would
you set
pay
it on
attention
fire?
to that.
because boats are made out of wood, and so you would be particularly concerned if your boat started burning up.
If there was like
It's true.
Yeah, none of that's wrong.
if there was like tinder set up somewhere on
Well, there's a bar. We could just like
ooh,
toss.
alcohol.
Yeah.
That I like.
Thank you.
Wait, can it
Okay,
Pog
but
just like set
okay,
the whole thing
hold
on fire?
Yeah.
Time
there's
out.
that too.
After the last job, I feel inclined to remind everyone here, the boat is made of wood that is extremely flammable, as is the docks and most of the buildings around the docks. So if we start a fire that gets out of control, that might be more than what we want to do.
But it would be very distracting.
Yes, I would
And
be
we have
concerned.
masks. No one will know it was us.
Yeah.
But people might die, like just people here shopping or at the bar or
What if we only lit the boats on fire?
I don't think that's quite how fire works a lot of time. Like it just tends to spread on its own. At
But
a
it's
certain point.
surrounded by the water.
I mean,
Also, this is not their boat. I believe we were under we were cautioned not to like start a war.
yeah. So
Philip, let me ask another dumb question. How are boats controlled here? Are these sailboats? Or
This
are
is a
they,
sailboat.
Are they magic boats?
This is a
Okay.
sailboat. There are magical boats, but this one is a sailboat. It's a sailboat.
Okay. So I don't know that I would be able to. I was thinking I could sneak on board and
It's a sloop.
and make it go.
Lucan didn't want us to retrieve the shipment. Like that wasn't the ask.
You would need to like dress the sails and stuff. This would require a crew to make it ready to
that's
go.
What I was saying. Like I was hoping there was like a magic like go lever.
There's not a magic go lever.
Okay.
So I think our best course of action is to create a situation to where it's clear, like almost act like we're trying to steal the shipment to encourage them to get the shipment back on the boat and take off, or just keep us away, and then we can retreat once we get the all clear from Lucan. But I think that's how we need to stage this, is encourage them to protect the shipment. Does that make sense? Because we don't actually need the shipment, and we can just take off whenever we need to.
Oh, I can do another thing with the vines that's like inconvenient.
Is it what you did at the nest?
No. I can do that, but that's a bigger problem
again,
than
That was
If we want to
inconvenient.
destroy the docks.
right.
Or
No,
the
it's
boat.
not like that. This is more on an individual level.
So I think once we see the shipment, we go for the shipment. We try to steal the shipment, force them back onto the boat, and then once we get the all clear from Lucan, we take off.
So we fight till he says they're done.
At this point, Taurus
and
comes
then
in.
we leave.
Hey, and Ari waves.
Oh, you just fell out of the sky.
Hello, Lady Tars.
Do we know what you need us to do?
Yes. So we, as I explained, they have a shipment that's coming off of the boat, and the hellhound that's docked out there. And we were just discussing strategy, but basically we want to try to get them to just, we don't want the shipment entering the city. That's like priority number one. And if confiscation of the shipment is a possibility, then I guess we could go after it, but mostly we just want to keep it out of the city, right?
Why would the Emerald Claw take the shipment back onto a ship that is not theirs?
Just to keep us from getting it.
But then they would also not have it.
Well, assuming Emerald Claw people would be with the shipment.
No, this.
Like I
Did
said,
you not say
it's,
the ship was coming from Drolan?
It is. They were hired, but Emerald Claw people
Maybe
were here
we
to
could,
collect
like-
the shipment, right?
Maybe
Not
we
at
could
the
just
moment,
like
but-
grab.
They will be.
Yeah,
Maybe we could
that's
take
what I'm saying.
possession of the shipment and get it into the water.
I am so sorry. I am very confused. The shipment that is coming in is currently,
On the ship, presumably.
Yeah.
and yes, and it is the Hellhound that it is on,
Yep.
or it is on a ship that is coming
The
in.
Hellhound is the ship that was
Okay.
expected. Yes.
And there's a shipment on it, but that has not been moved yet.
Has not been picked up. Correct.
The Emerald Claw are coming to collect it.
And the Emerald. Oh, okay.
Right. So when they get it
Yep.
off the ship,
Once we see the Emerald Claw, that's when we know to strike.
do we wait for them to get it off the ship and then try to take it off of them and then?
Yeah,
Make it hard for
because
them?
if the Hellhound crew are mercenaries, then they're not going to get involved in a fight on the docks, but they will get involved in a fight on their ship.
That makes sense.
So,
Yeah, that's very true.
Okay. So that I
what
mean,
you
is there
know-
any?
Just
Sorry.
for the clarification, what you know, the crew of the Hellhound are not mercenaries. The crew of the Hellhound are citizens of Droam sailing on a ship of their nation. Like,
Okay.
this ship
So, either way,
belongs to...
they're not gonna get involved.
Yeah, I mean, what you said is true, but just to clarify, these are not just hired sailors. These guys don't work for UPS. They are sailors
they're emissaries
on
of
a
the-
ship of their nation,
or-
here to deliver
Okay.
an ambassador from their country to Stormreach.
Hope that ambassador isn't here right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the shipment is a person.
No, The ship is doing
No.
more than one thing. The reason the ship is here
Yeah.
is this. It is also carrying a shipment that the Emerald Claw want.
Okay.
Emerald Claw. Okay, hold on. Further clarification. The Emerald Claw want or the Emerald Claw have basically
Lucan told
are the
you
crew of
they're
the Hellhound
expecting a
expecting-
shipment. That is what Lucan told you.
So we don't know if they're coming to take it by force or if they are just coming to pick it up.
I suppose you don't.
But okay. So either I guess we can either wait until Emerald Claw show up and just get at them before they get to the ship, and then the shipment never falls into their hands, or wait until they're taking the shipment off the boat and try to stop them then.
The latter seems better to me.
Wait until after they have the shipment?
Yes, because we don't want to involve anyone on the boat unnecessarily.
True.
So once it's been delivered, then they've done their job, and
Yeah.
then we can go to work.
Unless we could get it to work in our favor. If we could get the Droam to, like, fight the Emerald Claw. But I don't know how we would do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Lady Taurus, any thoughts?
I do not know how to convince the Dromic forces to attack the Emerald Claw, no.
Any other thoughts just in general
Same.
about strategy?
I agree that international incident is not a good idea.
Yep.
With you.
Where would you like me and my knights in all of this?
If you all, so Philip, with the docks, how many, I just tried to move the camera on your screen share. How many, I guess, points of egress from the docks are there?
Lots. I mean, you
Back into the
anywhere,
lodge.
any direction inland will take you out of the docks. This is obviously a
But if
tiny
they're on
little
the- okay.
microcosm of the docks that stretch on
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a long way in either
This
direction.
enormous map you've crafted.
So I guess, if you all could work on, I don't know, gang, where do we want them in all of this? Just fighting side by side with us, containment.
We probably need to spread out across, and because we don't know which way they'll go.
Right, I think blocking exits.
Yeah, because we don't want the shipment getting into the city is priority number one. So, yeah, I guess if you and your people want to be on containment, just keeping the fighting contained to like the docks proper, as opposed to getting up into those shops and all that, and operating from kind of a distance, that would be helpful.
We can do that. What is happening?
Yeah, what is that?
Yes, we can do that.
Okay. Does that sound like a good plan, gang? To have Lady Taurus and her knights containing away from the people?
Oh, I can also make people really confused. Sorry,
Okay.
I zoned out. What were we talking about?
Is that by saying some things out of nowhere?
Yeah, like non sequiturs. That just nailed it.
We will place ourselves to prevent their moving into the shops and further into the city.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
If there's a way to herd, like I don't know what we're going to be looking at, but if there's a way to like push all of them together at some point, that would
Yeah.
be helpful.
Okay.
Noted.
Okay.
All right, so she and her knights will be over were in this area.
Okay, so now that Lady Taurus is gone, so I guess so Emerald Claw shows up. We wait for them to get the shipment off the boat, and then what? Like, what's our opening salvo?
I mean, it sounds like we're just attacking.
Well, no, we're not trying to necessarily hurt or kill them, right?
We just want them to drop the shipment and run?
Or
because I can, so with my darkness thing that I can do, I can attach that to something. Like, I can pick a thing and have the darkness emit from it. So if I see the shipment, I could pinpoint it on the shipment, and then the shipment's in darkness, and anybody that tries to carry it is just. But you all won't be able to see them either. Is the only thing.
Seems like a great delaying tactic.
Don't we really, really not want them to run? Like, that's the whole reason we're here. Because if they get off the ship, they're going to walk to their headquarters, and if we make them run, they're going to run to their headquarters.
Well, if
we make it very, very hard for them to run.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is. Okay, the whole business with like the shipment being the primary focal point, like that we just like a lot of that was for Lady Taurus's benefit, like because they don't know that we're working with Lucan to actually facilitate. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean obviously the shipment is probably something we don't want them to have in the city, but mostly we just want to keep them focused on trying to get the shipment and keep them tied up like we're trying to steal it. That's the ruse, is we're trying to steal the shipment. And then once Lucan gives us the go-ahead, we just take off.
Right. I'm just saying we don't want them to run away.
Yeah. So, don't let them, Bog.
But some of us are better at hurting people so that they don't run away than confusing people so that they don't run away.
Was there something you were suggesting, Pog, that involves us slowing them down but doesn't urge them to greater speed?
No, you guys just said a bunch of times, make them run away. And that seemed like the opposite of our ideas.
I said confuse them and make it hard for them to do what they want. But
we should have thrown a party.
I think darkness on the shipment is a great idea. We can throw some fog in there. We can throw some vines that don't want people to move around.
I can hold person with vines.
And I can punch people when they get out.
The thing is, if one of them takes off to try and go back to headquarters to get reinforcements because there's a problem with the shipment and pull people away from the headquarters, that's fine.
That's good, yeah. Also, but though we have multiple ways to talk to people across the city without having to go there. It seems likely they have something like that too, right?
Yeah, probably, but who knows?
This is a great plan. Yeah. I'm happy with this plan.
I mean, our job is to cause chaos, and we put more thought into it than the jobs where it wasn't to cause chaos. So, I mean,
I've been ready to just start punching.
I know, Pog.
But ideally not to death. Yours or theirs.
Okay,
ready to start punching.
Scope out the ship, wait for Emerald Claw to show up, and then we strike.
All right.
Cause chaos.
You wait for a little while, and after a couple of hours, you see come walking along the docks a troop of 3 Emerald Claw soldiers, accompanied by a figure in robes and a very recognizable figure in white, who is obviously the White Raven.
White Raven's here. He helped us out. Remember?
Oh.
Well, he
That-
helped himself, but helped us.
Seems like a
tangentially.
good distraction.
Huh.
For us. I'm distracted.
Are we given?
Oh, speaking of White Raven, mask up, everyone.
Are we giving Lucan the go?
Lucan,
Yes.
showtime.
Yes.
Good luck. And that's where we'll pick up next time. This has been Khyber Shards. Thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can find links to all of our social media, including our Discord and our merch store, down in the description. We have a question and answer show, Khyber Shards Answers, that drops every Friday. You can submit questions for that in the comments and in on our Discord in channels there. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.